video going. The show starts in 3, 2, 1.
How about you and me having a little talk?
I don't believe in talk, unless the other fellow holds all the cards.
Sonny, that head of yours sure is screwed arm tight.
No wonder my urine smells like a meal.
The Morning Stream. I still believe man is the master of the world.
Good morning and welcome to TMS. It's Monday, December 26, 2022. I'm Scott Johnson. That's Brian Ibbett. Hi, Brian.
Well, hello. How are you?
I'm all right. Look, it's Christmas Day, Boxing Day for some weirdos today.
That's right. Christmas Day observed, or Boxing Day, or as the Apple calendar, I think, put it today, Christmas Day substitute.
Yeah, I like that. That's good. Yeah. You know what they ought to do? This is just my own feeling, but why don't they do the last Friday of every month? We don't need it to be the 25th. Jesus wasn't even born on the 25th of December. He's
the last Friday
June.
of every month? Like, you want Christmas 12 times a year?
No, just December, you know? Do it like we do Thanksgiving, so it's always on that Thursday. This one would always be on a Friday. That way you got like Saturday and Sunday to sort of just, recuperate.
So that means, but if you do that, that means New Year's Eve could fall on the same day as Christmas if it's the last Friday of the month.
Oh, I didn't think of that. That's true.
But I do like the idea. Maybe you make it the second to last Friday of the month.
Damn it, that's a great point. I didn't even think about stupid New Year's.
Yeah. Is Friday the best day?
I mean, it just feels good because you got a whole weekend. That's
exactly,
all.
Right? You get extra day, extra,
Yeah.
You do Christmas Eve Friday night and then Christmas Saturday, or you think Christmas Friday?
I think
so
Christmas
Eve Thursday night.
Oh, that's an interesting question.
Because then you do get the 3-day weekend if it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I feel like if Friday's Christmas, Thursday's Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
Friday's Christmas. Yeah, do that. And then Saturday is like, oh, man, what did all this paper
Boxing
come from?
Day, taking stuff back, cleaning up.
Yeah, and then Sunday rolls around, you're just chilling still. You're still on that wave.
Yes,
and then you feel okay
yeah.
about maybe working Monday if you have to.
Yeah, we did so much running around this weekend with two different families to visit, even though we technically combined them both, and we hung out with most of the same family both days, just in two different places.
Sure.
But, running out to Brush and Fort Morgan, which are an hour and a half northeast on yesterday, and that's probably, that probably didn't help my hip, my sciatica issues.
No, well, that's
all that running around.
Yeah, if you're running around a lot. We did kind of the opposite for the first year ever. I talked about this a bit on Thursday, but for the first year ever, Kim and I had Christmas Eve alone. And then the next day, the next day being yesterday being Christmas. The kids all came over here, and so we had a big to-do here, but it was nice because the night before was just us. We watched cool. Top Gun. Brian.
Yeah, so tell me what you think. All right, so you watched
Top Gun blew my mind.
Maverick.
I had my expectations were, well, this will be a big romp. It'll be a fun, thing.
Yeah.
Like the first movie is.
Yeah.
And everyone seemed to say so, and it reviewed so well. I thought, well, geez, this will be. We're definitely in for a good time.
Really well, yeah. Reviewed better than I thought it deserved. It was fine. It's a fine movie. I think is the words that I used to describe it before.
I think maybe what happened to those reviewers is what happened to me. I ended up having an existential experience with it. And I think it was because, the original came out in 85, I think.
I think that's right, yeah. That sounds right.
Young 14, 15-year-old kid then.
Yep.
And the impact of that movie was pretty big then. That was a huge deal, that movie. And at the time, the thing that really set it apart were these insane, realistic, and actual fighter planes doing actual maneuvers for footage, right? And everybody just lost their minds over that stuff. But also had a sound to it, that bong thing that starts the music.
The whole soundtrack, right? The Hans Zimmer? No, who did the soundtrack?
Oh, I don't know. Actually, I don't actually know who did it.
Randy would know right away.
He would know. He'd say, "I've moved Catwoman. Here's what I think about that."
Yeah. I've moved Catwoman.
I don't know what.
Charles Faltermeyer, duh.
Oh yeah, Faltermeyer. Yeah, because he's credited in the new one. That's right. Anyway, he does this amazing stuff, and then there's a bunch of pop songs like Danger Zone and whatever in there.
Sure.
And so I had kind of forgotten about the feelings I had as a kid in that movie, just the exhilaration and the freak out that was there about how awesome this is. Just such an awesome movie. And then I see this thing, and it was an incredible combination in my mind of that awesomeness mixed with some serious, like, what it means to move on, what it means to grow older, what it means to be at a point in your life where you look back and you have regrets, but also you kind of don't have regrets about some things and about other things you do. Like, I didn't expect all that stuff.
Yeah.
And it really got me, man. That movie got me. Like, right at the core. I really, really liked it. Didn't expect to walk away feeling all those feelings. So, anyway, Top Gun's rad. It's on Paramount Plus, and there were only pre-commercials, so that was nice. I didn't have to sit through.
Oh, that's good. Cool.
Yeah. F that noise. But because we were already on Paramount Plus and it was getting late, Kim's like, "Why don't we? Have we seen any of that new Star Trek?" I said, "No, the Strange New Worlds."
Oh yes, right. The Anson Mount.
Anson Mount, which he also gets off a horse, so he's Anson Dismount in that first episode. Anyway, we watched that 3 episodes of that, and that show's great. That show's freaking great.
Yeah, that one captures the more of the feel of the kind of the original and next generation problem of the week getting solved, even though there's kind of an overarching story. But
yeah. They all did that, but they always did this monster of the week or villain of the week or whatever, and I missed that. I loved it. I can't wait for more of that. That show is great. I don't know how I feel about the Freaky Friday episode. It was a little,
I know, yeah, there was a little cheeseball,
a little goofball, but whatever. Even TNG had those dumb things where they all got drunk on midichlorians or whatever the hell happened.
Right.
That isn't it. But anyway,
but,
high praise. It was good.
What's that?
I said high praise for that show. I really like it.
Yeah. Well, way better than the slog that Discovery turns into about middle of each season of Discovery.
Yeah, Discovery's trying too hard to be a modern television show with a bunch of running threads, and that's fine. And I understand the desire to bring it to that, but I think you almost need to have Discovery and Picard, which are a little too navel gazy and too into their own threads and stuff. You almost needed those to happen so that I can really appreciate this one and say, oh, okay, no, it does work. You can do a modern Star Trek with the villain of the week.
Exactly,
and maybe they learned from the Orville. I don't know.
The Orville. Yeah, I know exactly. Orville does it perfectly.
Yeah, the Orville's awesome. So anyway, high praise for Star Trek Strange New Worlds. It's fantastic.
Yeah. Hey, I saw a movie. I saw a 3.5-hour movie over the weekend too, Scott.
Oh, you did you?
Yeah, I managed to carve out some time and go see Avatar: The Way of Water.
Oh my gosh.
Which is a beautiful movie. My gosh, it is so.
This is where the lady has sex with the fish man. This is that movie? Just kidding.
Yeah, exactly. Avatar: The Shape of Water.
Yep.
There's a lot of fishmen having sex in this one because no, it was really good. It was it didn't feel long to me, but it did feel long to Tina and to Tristan, who apparently slept for about 10 minutes during the middle of it. And I know exactly, I'm pretty sure I know exactly when he fell asleep, because there's a bunch of stuff in the middle. It's like, oh, look at this beautiful area we live in, and how about this? And let's just look at the pretty area that this is. But you go into this thing, and hopefully you don't see any spoilers about, what the conflict is, because that one took me by surprise. I'm like, oh wow, okay, kind of cool. So that I really enjoyed, and the I don't know, the overall feel. It's like to me it didn't feel like 3.5 hours. It did feel long, but it didn't feel like 3.5 hours.
Is it fair to say that it's still at the end of it all, and you don't have to answer this, but at the end of it all, is it still the Na'vi versus the evil humans trying to exploit their environment?
It is, and it takes a good storyteller to put you in a situation where you're rooting for the aliens over the humans. Like, all right, it's humans versus aliens. I really want the aliens to win.
Sure.
Screw those humans.
Yeah, screw those guys. They're the worst.
Screw Carmella.
Yeah. Well, it did real well money-wise, making tons of money.
Yeah.
And it's what you expect.
Somebody said it's got such great frame rate. I wanted to pick up a controller and play the second half.
Oh my gosh, really? The whole thing runs like 60 frames or higher or something?
I don't know what the frame rate but it just is really fun to hear somebody's review. But yeah, see it on the biggest screen you can, because it is a gorgeous, gorgeous movie.
Did you do 3D or just normal?
Just
3D?
normal.
Yeah.
It's there were 4 different screens that was on at our local AMC, 3 of which were 3D, 1 IMAX and 2 regular 3D digital or 3D Atmos or whatever it is. Yeah. And then 1 regular digital. We're like, let's do digital. I'm fine with not seeing this in 3D. Yeah. Although, something like this is about the only time I like 3D is when it's mostly computer generated.
Yeah, like Pixar movies are really good in 3D.
Pixar movies are great, yeah. But live action stuff they screw up too much of the 3D to make it work.
Yeah, plus it's usually a little distracting, gives me a little bit of a headache. I can't enjoy myself. Yeah. Like I need not to have that.
Yeah, and I don't know what 3.5 hours of wearing those 3D glasses would be like. I don't want to experience it.
No. We were going to try to carve out a little time to try to see if we get to the theater to see that, but it never worked out. So then we thought, well, we could always watch Glass Onion. And we didn't do that either. We didn't have time. Did you end up seeing that or no? Not yet?
No, not yet. No, we basically from the time Glass Onion was released until now, we were either running around like crazy or sleeping or last minute picking up grannies to haul them over to some place and take them somewhere else. And
you're doing Lyft driving, but just for Granny and for free?
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah, free Granny Lyft driving all weekend long.
Those water bottles aren't free, Grandma.
Exactly. Come on, tip. What about a tip? You said you were going to give me a tip on the...
Yeah, I'll change the song if you give me $1. Old lady. That's right. Well, that's fun. I want to see it, the Avatar deal. I want to go.
Yeah, you should.
Seems really like a rad thing to see, and people are, I don't know, they're all reviewing it quite well. I've yet to see anybody really dislike it. Some have said it's a little overlong, like you said. Tina said that basically.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I don't know. It looks all right to me. It looks like
I'd be curious as to what she would edit out of it. Because I could probably say maybe 20 minutes of what I described earlier as here's us running around the trees and running around this other area. And look at us. Look how beautiful it is here. And there's animals. And look at the animals. And yeah.
Some of that could get shaved, do you think?
Could get shaved. Could get trimmed a little bit. But yeah.
Well, here's some good news.
Tell me. I'm ready for some good news, Scott.
Are you? Good, because I've got some. In fact, let's bring it in proper here. You all have a chance to win something rad if you sign up for it. Now, normally, so this whole thing is a conjunction between the Core Podcast, Doghouse Systems, and Intel. They are giving away a $4,000 rig.
Wow, this thing's amazing.
It's a monster, truly. Here, let me put it up for people to see it. Oh shoot, I gotta close that and bring that. Okay, there we go. As you can see, I put the specs up on the screen for those at home. It's pretty nice, cutting edge, all the new stuff, basically, that you could expect out of a thing like this, including the latest generation of Intel Core i9 processor, which are just barely out. Anyway, this thing is a retail value of $3,995. It could be yours for free if you go and sign up and win. I'll admit that there are already a couple of thousand people signed up for this, which I only announced on Twitter. So it's not, or in Facebook, so I haven't really gone crazy with it yet. It's the first time I've mentioned it on a show. But it's real simple. You have to be in Canada or the U.S. That's the only real restriction. Anywhere else, and it's going to cost you $2,000 to ship the damn thing. But you just put in your name, your email address, some other stuff to verify who you are, and if you are chosen, we don't keep any of this data, by the way. It's just it gets tossed.
It's just for the drawing.
You can opt into Doghouse like future deals or something if you want, but it's not, definitely not required. Anyway, if you sign up for this coming Friday, we're going to do a live stream with them. When I say we, I mean me. I'm going to do a live stream with Doghouse where we're going to live stream the build of this actual machine.
Oh, wow.
Bunch of cameras all set up. I'm going to be doing camera switching. They're in Texas in their headquarters, and they're going to be putting this thing together while we talk about it and doing other giveaways on the air.
Oh, that's cool.
While that's happening. So that'll be Friday. We're going to do that at, I believe, 9 a.m. is what he wanted. I'll double check. I think that's right. Same time as TMS starts, actually. So that's a lot of fun. Another prizes to be won there. And then the following Thursday, which will be the first core episode of 3, rather. I keep saying 2024. Don't know why I want to skip a year.
You really just want to get ahead of everything.
I don't know why. It's like by then I'll have Diablo 4 for a year, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, that will be the night we give it away. We'll do it on the air and give away whoever won that thing. So get in there now. I should give you the address at home so everybody's got it and those in the chat room have it. It's frogpants.com/doghouse. Simple as that. Doghouse Systems is, of course, the computer, and it's frogpants.com/doghouse. It's just a quick, simple form. Bim, bam, boom, you're in. And it's even secure. I set it up so it was secure.
Ooh. Did you use an SSL certificate?
I did.
Scott?
I sure did. And now it is HTTPS compliant and gives you the little lock up in the corner. And no one can take your encrypted data. All right? Anyway, go check it out. Nice. That's frogpants.com/doghouse. I want you to win. Brian, are you ready for a dramatic reading?
I am. Please give me a dramatic reading.
Okay. Now, I want Brian in particular to keep in mind. He's kidding. This guy is kidding.
Yeah. No,
right.
I can see. I know who this is from. And
okay,
so
good.
I can. I'll let this one go.
You can smell what this rock is cooking. All right.
I can smell what this rock is cooking.
Good. Because now here it comes. The dramatic reading I promised you all. Here you go. Enjoy. Whoops, I lost my place. Here we go. Dear Scott and liar. It's clear Brian has never seen Top Gun Maverick.
He says brain. He gets
brain.
my name wrong.
You know what? I shouldn't. I will not omit any errors, all right? Here goes.
Yes.
It's clear that Brain has never seen Top Gun Maverick. Soccer? Nope.
That third soccer is not.
Soccer? There's no soccer in Maverick. It was beach football in which both teams are playing offense and defense at the same time. He's clearly trying to sway you from seeing the best movie in 2022. Probably still pissed you haven't seen Parasite yet.
I am, yeah.
Seriously, though, it's a good movie. Growing up in the Air Force as a brat. Growing up an Air Force brat. Yes, I know it's a Navy movie. It was very, it was great seeing the uniforms and the swagger of the pilots again. Many of them are really like that. The flying scenes were very impressive, and I liked that it wasn't just training. It was a real mission. There's one line in the movie that made me cringe, though. One of the admirals said, runaway. Sorry, I can't read. Runway instead of flight line. It's flight line. Brian wouldn't know a great movie if it bit him in the RRR ass. Or arse, I guess. Ace.
I know, he meant arse, because that would be even funnier. RRR arse.
Yeah, arse. But the way it's spelled now is ace.
Ace. Yeah, the RRR ace.
Then he says, I kid, you're both good peepoo. Robert from Hendertucky. There's your dramatic rating.
Well done. Yeah. I completely forgot. I just knew it wasn't volleyball. It wasn't volleyball. It was. And then the rest of it is like just some other beach game that they decide to play in place of, the other sport, the other game from the first.
Yeah, just an excuse to get their shirts off. That's it. That's the whole deal.
And then getting Goose's son introduced, playing the piano, playing Great Balls of Fire, wearing the same outfit that Goose was wearing in the first movie.
Yep. They had to make sure you knew.
Hard time getting confused. Yeah.
Exactly. Make sure you knew who that was playing that same exact ass song. I do like. I thought the ice stuff was handled really well, and I actually had the feels for all that for Iceman.
No kidding.
Yeah, that was good.
In there, and
Also, there was a scene where Tom Cruise runs really fast out in the forest. Man, that guy can still book it.
You need to have him ride his motorcycle alongside a plane taking off, and he has to look over at it.
That was really great. Anyway, I think that in the end, I think Iceman wins. He's the vice admiral of the entire Pacific Fleet. I think that means Iceman won. I'll be your wingman anytime. Yeah, sure, but I'll also be the most highly decorated freaking dude here. So anyway, thank you for that, Hendertucky Robert. We appreciate it. You're awesome.
Yes.
All right, Brian, let's play a game. We need Dunaway to do it. Can't do it without that Dunaway feller.
Nope.
Get him in here.
He's the salt to our pepper.
That's right. He's the hot sauce in your eggs. He's the he's the
smoked
booger.
Salt in my eggs, man. That stuff is great.
Oh, that sounds really good. I want that right now.
Yeah.
All right, let's do this. The post-Christmas final episode of Half Asses, anyway. Before the new year, it is Brian Dunaway joining us all the way from his home in South Carolina. Hi, Brian.
Oh, I wish it was the bed as well, but nope. I met my station. Oh, hi, Scott and Brian.
Hi.
Oh, hello.
Hi. Have you printed any more 3D things to hang your controllers on and stuff since we last talked?
I've printed anger.
Oh.
How's that?
Oh. Still having
anger
trouble.
and frustration.
Yeah.
Days and days and days.
Ibbott makes it seem easy, doesn't he?
He does indeed. Yeah, well, I mean...
I don't tell you about the failed prints. I only tell you about the good ones.
Yeah,
the learning curve is off the chain, and it's I'm at a point almost like I'm just like okay. I kind of feel like I did when I bought that iMac, where everybody's like iMac, talking about how great it was and everything. I'm like yeah, but how is it for streaming and my specific needs? I don't know, but I tried it and I was like, yeah, this sucks ass. So I'm kind of like going, maybe I got the Ender 3 version 2, and maybe it's not printing the things that I like to print.
Yeah.
And maybe it's really good at printing, I don't know, some kind of cube.
This right here tells you.
I'm not printing the cube. I'm printing the something else.
This tells you how wrong Brian was about his iMac. It actually was fine. He's just certain that it wasn't. No, it's true.
It was not. I spent a year trying to get it to work with my setup, and I had to go from digital recording all the way back to analog recording. I had to get rid of my Elgato. I had to get rid of everything that was around my machine because none of it worked the way I wanted to.
Weird.
Period.
Weird. That is weird.
Period.
I don't get it because I had zero problem when I was using.
Well, I know.
Yeah.
You were all analog. That was the deal. I kept asking you questions like, "Well, what do you have on yours?" "Oh, I don't have that." That's the total opposite of what I have.
I'm digital now. I had to because all of them they got rid of the input or the thing, so I had to go digital now.
Yeah. Well,
anyway,
good for you.
Yeah, good for me.
Anyway, I spent a year doing it, and I finally just said, "Yeah, maybe this isn't right for me."
Well, look. Okay.
Out.
This is what I've learned. Brian Ibbott is the. You're the 1950s sitcom of 3D printers. Let me explain.
Okay.
The 1950s sitcoms would only show us the idealized perfect life of an American family. Right? So father knows best or whatever.
Drinking his bourbon down in the basement.
Yeah, we didn't see the racism and the systematic issues and all that.
Beds. Yeah, right,
we didn't see how women were treated. We didn't see any of that because all we were presented was this beautiful image, and that is what Brian has done to 3D printing.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
Nicely done.
Like I said, I feel like my problem is that I'm always like going, I want this particular device and I want this particular thing, and then I'm like, I find out about halfway through that there's no way in hell it's going to work that way. I'm not saying Macs are bad. I'm saying for what I was using it for with the equipment that I had, it sucked ass.
Yeah, look at me trying to take it back to 3D printers, and Brian just cannot get over that Mac.
Right.
He just
no. That's because that was a year-long ordeal. This is only like about 2 weekends with the 3D
That's
printer,
true.
So it's not as these scars are not as deep.
I'll check in with you in a year when everything's spaghetti.
Yeah, when a year I'll be like, that's that Reality 3D. That's a bunch of BS.
Well, I wish you nothing but luck and wind to your back, sir. Let's get to the fun game that we've got here. Brian Ibbott will explain it and all the prizes and all that. Brian, what do we have here?
We've got the Morning Half-Ass is a trivia game where I'm actually going to be giving you two the answers. I'm going to be giving you, Scott and Brian, a category and 6 possible answers. 3 of those answers are correct, and 3 of those answers are bogus. Depending on how confident they feel with the category, they can provide 1, 2, or 3 guesses. But if any of those guesses are wrong, they get 0 points for that round. Get 1 right, and you get a point. Get 2 right, and you get 3 points. And get 3 right, all 3 correct answers, gives you 5 points total for that round. The player with the most points after 3 rounds wins the prize for their contestant. And I've pulled a couple contestants from members of the Tadpool that aren't able to listen live, although one of them, I think, it makes it in here quite a bit. Scott, you're going to be playing for Drew Burris in Atlanta, Georgia.
Oh, look at you. You getting the local folk for me.
That's right, exactly. That proves how random this is. Brent, you're going to be playing for Baloney Ninja in Missouri.
Baloney
See,
Ninja.
not random at all. I'm right next to Baloney, so that's perfect.
Do you think, hey Brian, do you think he calls himself that because he's full of crap and lies all the time and he's a ninja about it? Or is he an actual baloney made of baloney ninja? Which also doesn't work because if he's sneaking around the house, you're going to smell that guy a mile away and know that the baloney ninja's in the house.
I think that he's a regular ninja that uses baloney, like most ninjas use Chinese stars. Like he can hook a slice of bologna and have it wedged right into the door right next to your head.
I hadn't considered that. That's okay. That I like hucking bologna.
When it flaps you on your face, that cold, wet bologna.
Getting slapped with bologna.
Oh God,
that's Christmas to me.
You know, bologna meat gets warm pretty quick, though. You ever notice that? The thermal transfer is pretty good on bologna meat.
Oh yeah, you ever put those? So when we were in high school, we did this stupid thing, my brother and I, where we'd take bologna slices, put it in you'd leave the ring on it, the paper ring.
Yeah, the red ring.
Yeah, the red ring of death. You put it in on a little plate, and you put it in the microwave, and you pour Worcestershire sauce in the middle of it.
Okay.
And then you put it in the microwave. You cook it for 45 seconds, and it would do, because the red tape, it would try to expand, but the red tape would make it stay in the shape, so it would curl up like a bowl. And then
have you ever had?
It would absorb all that sauce, and then my brother and I would eat those as if that was some special treat, like weirdos.
It is. You ever have fried bologna? People eat around here like fried bologna instead of fried Spam. It's like, we'll fry anything.
My dad gave me a cookbook. Oh my God, quit knocking stuff over.
Hey, kitty.
But it's a cat. That's what they like. They like to do that.
I already told you how much I hate my cats. I think I got the wrong cat for the purpose.
That's because you got it's because you got a cat with no eyes or something. Or what's the deal? You can't.
Deaf. I got one that's got drunken cat syndrome and can't walk. And I got one who's got mental issues. And I got
you got a third one who's deaf. Fantastic.
No, back to the my dad got me a Snoop Dogg cookbook.
Oh, yeah.
And one of his recipes is a big old fried bologna sandwich.
Wow.
Or as he calls it, a big old fried bologna sandwich.
Yeah. Get high and eat some bologna sandwiches. That's what you do.
That's what you do. Is it all that like cravey food sort of stuff?
It is. Yeah. There's like pancakes and fried chicken and Ashford and Simpson eggs. I haven't figured out what makes them Ashford and Simpson eggs.
That's weird. Does he have any Martha Stewart stuff, like a forward in there or anything?
I would think that there is so much Martha Stewart influence on this cookbook that to mention her would be redundant in this thing.
You're probably
Who would ever
right.
predicted back in the 90s that would have been the dream team? Who would have? No one.
Yes.
Yeah. The only thing that really brought them together was time in jail. That's what it did.
Exactly. Yeah.
I don't know if he ever went to jail. I have no idea. I know some rappers did. Ice Cube spent some time in the Klan, and the Klan, not the Klan. What's it called?
Nice.
What's it called? What's the slang for the clapper? Not the clapper. The
slammer.
The slammer. Shit.
Slammer. He spent time in the clam. The clink is what you were trying to get. The clink, I think. You were getting them mixed up.
The clink and
That's
the slammer
hilarious.
combining
Hilarious.
The use of Klan was an unfortunate mistake. Anyway.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Let's play for these guys. This is exciting. I'm very excited.
Yeah.
I hope these questions are about baloney. Go ahead.
They are. They're all about baloney. Let's get to our first question. Which of these were Time Magazine Persons of the Year? Your choices are Chairman Mao, Idi Amin, O.J. Simpson, Adolf Hitler, Ayatollah Khomeini, and Joseph Stalin. Which of these were
How are
actual
any of these
Time
people
magazines? Yeah.
Person of, oh my God, these all feel totally wrong. Oh my God.
Boy, howdy. Oh, wait. How come? Oh,
One's
I got the
pretty
wrong one up.
obvious.
There it is. One of them is kind of obvious, but I'm still not sure. It's almost too obvious.
There's two that I'm pretty sure there's no way in hell.
I'm gonna try 2.
Okay. All right.
I'm scared.
Yeah.
Oh God,
Should be. These are from some pretty scary names. You guys, it's amazing. You guys both locked in on the same ones.
Really?
Chairman Mao and O.J. Simpson. And I'm happy to tell you that neither of those were actual persons of the year. No, Adolf Hitler, Ayatollah Khomeini, and Joseph Stalin.
There's no way that.
So
First
wait,
of all, I didn't know it went that far back.
That's my question, Brian. Were these at their time, at their height of time, or is this a later thing?
1938 for Adolf Hitler, 1979 for Ayatollah Khomeini.
Wow.
And
when Hitler
Joseph
first
Stalin,
came to power, it looked good, right? It looked good.
Did
when
it?
he first came to power.
I don't remember. Did it? I wasn't
He
here.
did it first. Okay. He was for the people. He was trying to correct some wrongs, or so he said. And then the shit went off the rails. Yeah.
Okay.
Stalin was actually Person of the Year twice in 1939 and 1942.
I did not know that. That
two
was
consecutive years. You had Adolf Hitler one year, and then Joseph Stalin the year after that.
We weren't mad
sandwich.
at Russia yet. That was our whole generations, right? Yeah.
Well, and Russia was they were allies for that part of the war and stuff. Like, we probably were like, well, whatever. This just goes to show you this time Person of the Year shit is stupid. It's bad.
It is.
Yeah. Something's going to bite you in the ass. Always going to have something. Like, I'm sure there are other examples of, like, popular culture people even or something where they're persons of the year, and then you find out later, they slaughtered 20 babies and ate them.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
I'm surprised that Kanye hasn't pointed to Time Magazine to say,
that's right.
Adolf Hitler was Man of the Year.
just to be clear, I'm not a fan of Adolf Hitler. Just to be clear.
Yeah.
All right?
Totally fine.
Clarity's good in this day and age. Be
Horrible,
clear.
terrible person and things he did and the atrocities. However, Time apparently thought it was a good idea at some point. So just trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
Time wounds all heals. Hey, let's get to our second question here. If you're scared of our first question, you're really going to be scared of our second question. Real phobias. So which of these are real phobias? Now, I will tell you that all of these are real phobias, but is that the correct name for those phobias? Your choices are omphallophobia, fear of belly buttons, bromophobia, fear of clowns, algiophobia, fear of garlic, xanthophobia, fear of yellow, nomophobia, fear of not having your phone, and selicophobia, fear of mustaches. Which of these are actual... Selicophobia.
Freaking what?
There's a couple of these that are hilarious when you read them in your head.
That one's so stupid, I think it's real. I'm actually going to choose that one.
But some of them could be real because people are stupid.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I locked in
I'm
too.
just gonna. I'm choosing shit. Here we go. Boom.
All right. Well, this time neither of you chose the same answer.
Oh, really?
And,
well, good. We probably still could lose.
Omphallophobia is actually the fear of belly buttons. Indeed.
I knew that one.
Why are we afraid of that? I'd be curious what makes people.
It's scary.
It
oh
is?
my God!
Belly buttons are scary. Yes,
that's scary, man. You ever reach down in there?
Selicophobia is not the fear of mustaches.
Damn it!
That's crazy. Selic, come on.
Pagonophobia is the fear of mustaches.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nomophobia, sorry,
really?
is really the fear of not having your phone. Yeah.
No mobile, got my phone, no phobia.
No mobile phone. No mobile
phone. Fear of garlic is actually alliumphobia. And fear of clowns is coulrophobia, not
I knew that one
bromophobia.
right.
You should have just chosen one, Brian. You would have won this one.
I couldn't figure out. I was trying to figure out the xanthophobia. I chose the wrong one.
Or I guess I chose xanthrophobia as well. So we both picked right and
one
wrong.
right and one wrong. Yeah. Let's see how you do with our last question here. You guys need some points, or else nobody's getting any prizes.
Really putting the half asses in her half asses this morning.
Really are. You really are. All right, last one. Things that there are fewer than 10,000 of in the world. So which of these are there 10,000 or less, or actually less than, not 10,000 of, but less than 10,000 of in the world?
Number of 3D prints I've successfully had. Go ahead.
Sure.
Less than 3.
Synagogues, Taco Bells, tigers, nuclear weapons, wide-body aircraft, and segways. Which of these are there less than 10,000 of in the world?
Couple clarifications. Segway is
Sure.
not the word structure, but we're talking about the little things with the 2 wheels.
Yeah,
and
a
the
little
guy
scooter.
standing on
The
it.
scooter.
Yeah.
Okay, and then tigers, we're talking all
The
tigers?
little word structure is spelled SEGUE.
Oh,
Is a segue.
see, that's a good point that I completely missed.
I'm,
And then-
I'm curious about the segues. Are they that? I wonder if that. Do you mean functional segues or just has entered the world?
like in the world, right?
Yeah.
In the world.
Exist. Yeah.
Yes.
Tigers
broken
is
or
tigers,
not.
But see, tigers is a
Produced.
bigger question because there are a ton of subspecies of tigers. We are to assume all tigers?
All
Not-
tigers.
Okay.
Yes. Assume all tigers.
These all seem like they've got to be more than 10,000.
You would think.
Well, I
right?
know
You
there's
would
more
think.
Taco Bells than 10K. I know that.
Just in my town alone, but there probably not isn't. It probably just seems like there is.
Damn it. All right. I'm going to try this. I'm doing 2.
Right.
I'm locking in.
I
All
did
right.
one.
Ooh,
so-
you guys are both locked in. We're going to have a winner after this.
Oh, look at yeah, Scott's gonna win then.
Well, maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe I got them both wrong. You got one right. I don't know.
So synagogues, there are about 10,000 just in Israel alone.
Yeah,
so,
I was about to say, there's so
glad
many
nobody
people.
chose synagogues.
Yeah, so many people.
Taco Bells, there are only
Really?
7,000 Taco Bells
Really?
as of the
Shit.
writing of this question, believe it or not.
Oh man,
Damn it.
dang it,
Tigers,
Taco Bell.
there are only 3,200 tigers in the
Really?
world.
Of
Thought that
any
was a trick
kind
one.
or just Bengal?
Of
or
any
what?
kind.
That's
Of any kind.
crazy.
Just listen,
Wow.
the card says tigers.
Okay.
So if you see a tiger out in your
Bengals.
yard,
All right.
wow.
Yeah, exactly.
Bengal, white tigers, all them. Yeah.
Segways, there are 50,000 plus that have been
Figured
built.
as much. Bunch of trash.
Nuclear weapons, there are 15,000 of them. That
Yeah,
means wide-body
so many.
aircraft is the correct
So
answer.
many nuclear weapons.
Yeah.
Ask,
Nuclear weapons,
ask Superman.
wide-body- only 5,000 wide-body aircraft were ever made. So
Yeah.
I'm not sure why I chose nuclear weapons.
I don't. Didn't Superman teach you anything?
I really don't know why I chose that. I know better than that. Like, why did I pick that? I think I was just like, well, none of these other
desperate.
ones sound right. I'm choosing that. But
yeah, I think that was it. Yeah.
what is a
I
wide
almost went
body
Tigers.
aircraft? Is that like one of the big ones that carries Jeeps and stuff and that sort of thing? Or what is
I
that?
guess,
It's
yeah.
for the fat people.
The ones that have the little drawer that comes down the back. The
Yeah,
little
like
ramp.
they're like cargo type planes. Or
Yeah,
whatever.
Yeah.
I like. That's why I pretend I'm doing whatever I'm in the bathroom. That's
You're doing the wide body aircraft? Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, okay. This is a specific. Oh, they could be passenger. They're just big.
Okay.
Yeah.
Boeing 737.
Oh, so the ones with just have twin aisles, that two passenger aisles where you've got the the 2, 3, and 2.
Yeah, that's what
seats
it is.
across.
Often they have a
That's
higher,
what I thought. That's what I thought they were talking
They
about.
sometimes have a thing up top, like a upper deck.
Upper decker.
Yeah,
Upper
the,
decker.
the
Yeah.
upper bar. the
Yeah,
bar.
the German upper decker version of the plane.
Oh, this cat just really
Hitler was not a
wants
good guy.
Some
No.
attention here.
Hitler, yeah, makes that clear, Dunaway. Hitler's bad. Hitler's bad. We don't like him.
Bad.
Boy, the more
Yes,
I read
exactly.
about that guy, the more I dislike him, says
Hitler bad.
Norm Macdonald.
So that means Brian wins. Oh, please don't delete the winners. Thank you.
I undid it.
Oh no.
It was just a glitch.
So Brian Baloney Ninja is going to get a copy of Descenders and Industria, thanks to your win.
I think that's
But Drew in Atlanta, Georgia, is going to get a copy of Epic Chef,
Very nice.
which I don't know anything about any of these games actually.
Descenders, I do. Descenders is
a
you're on a bike and you're riding on procedurally generated trails, mountain trails, and your goal is to not wipe out and die. That's really the idea.
Okay.
And it's very good. Descenders is great. Highly recommend it. The other stuff I don't know what that is. I try to keep up, but there's a lot of games out there. Well, congratulations to them. And boy, when they win, we play this.
Congratulations. You're a winner.
Yeah, yours and both of you. Nicely done. Hey, Brian Dunaway, small schedule change this week. On Wednesday this week, we'll be doing the Play Retro show. Yeah, that's right. We're not skipping for the holidays. We're
No,
doing
we
one.
never skip.
And guess what we're covering? I don't want to blow anybody's mind or anything, but we're covering the Barbie games of the NES, Super NES, Genesis
really?
era.
Wow.
Early Barbie games, 85
Barley.
to 96. Yeah.
Yeah. Why are we doing that? Because Well, Brian thought it'd be a good idea, and the more I thought about it, the more I think he's onto something here. We always focus on a bunch of boy games, all these shoot 'em ups. Did you know that the Barbie games of its era outsold Doom at the time?
Really?
1996 Barbie outsold Doom.
Wow.
That was the article that got me interested, and I was like, what's so bad about Barbie? She's got a Corvette she drives in the game. I like Corvettes.
Yeah.
I can do that.
We're going to find out what all the hubbub is. That's basically what we're going to do. We're going to see
customizing my characters. I mean, that's what the Barbie games are all about. I'm assuming. I don't know. I'm going to find out today.
Yeah, today I'll start playing those. So Wednesday, we'll have enough time to have got a bunch of that behind us. Do check out that episode. I promise you, it will be weird. All right?
It will be weird.
It's going to be weird. Dunaway.
Two old men. When I told my significant other that was doing it, she just looked at me.
Yeah.
And she didn't say a word. And I was like, okay.
That was the right response from her. She was correct to be doing that.
I don't like Hitler.
Kiss my butt. All right. He really doesn't like Hitler.
No. Yeah, let it be clear. Make sure that if you've learned one thing today, it's that Brian Dunaway does not approve of Hitler.
No, never liked him. Never will. Okay.
No, never liked that guy. I could tell right from the beginning that guy was trouble.
He was trouble from the start. All right, that's it for that. It's now time for some news. Today's news is brought to you by
The Diablo Show, where hell and heaven meet and hang out together for the betterment of all gamers. Boot and loot on The Diablo Show, Mondays from the Frog Pants Network. Get it where you get your podcast or frogpants.com/frogpants. I'm guessing that should be Diablo?
It should be Diablo. I'm a dummy.
Yeah,
I wrote that wrong.
frogpants.com/Diablo.
Good catch on that. I totally missed it.
Well, I didn't catch it until after I had said
it. Catch and release or something. Hey, you guys, here's a story. Let's stay in the food market.
Sure.
Fast food in particular. A bear has stolen Chick-fil-A orders, and specifically from a Florida man's front porch or punch forch.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Most of the time, we worry these porch pirates are just, teenagers or whatever.
Right.
But in this case, it was a bear.
Hey, boo-boo, I got us some Chick-fil-A. We're going to be eating. That ranger's not going to be able to stop us eating this one, boo-boo.
You forgot the sauce, Yogi. I don't remember how boo-boo talks.
I think that's pretty close. Yeah, he had a little nasally,
It has been a while. It's been a minute since I have seen any of those old cartoons. Anyway, a Florida man has shared a video of the moment his dinner was ruined by a hungry black bear.
Awesome. There's video.
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
Stole the Chick-fil-A delivery order from his front door. Paul Newman. That's his name, Paul Newman.
Okay, all right.
This was Newman's own lunch, basically.
Exactly. Yes.
Let's pull this up so people can see it here.
Oh, look at this.
Mine's getting blocked.
I like the music, by the way.
Oh, is there music to it? Hold
yeah.
on. I got to kill this. There we go. All right, Chad, I'll play it saying sound, but... Oh, yeah, here, look at this bear. Oh, he's got a Santa up there.
Oh, so this isn't... I was thinking this be... Well, home security. What's up with this home security? Oh, it's because he's recording his home security camera with his phone.
Oh, I thought Paul Greengrass was directing this home security
I know,
video.
exactly. Or, jeez Louise.
Yeah, he just picks it up and walks out. Oh, yeah. Look. Oh, geez. Yeah. Oh, no, he wrecked it. Did he? I don't know what he did. I can't tell now. He grabs it? Did he grab some? He's sniffing the Santa to make sure he's not real.
What did he leave, or is that just...
He neither took food nor left food. Oh, no, he took the bag of food, and then what's on the ground?
What's left on the... you see... Oh, okay, he left a bag of salad, is what he left.
Oh, well, Brian, that's your lunch right there.
That's right there. I still get my bag of salad.
Oh, that's too bad. Well, anyway, they did this. Here's what he got. Paul Newman's home security camera got the whole thing. He made off with 30 nuggets. And
wow.
Large order of fries as well. He left a second bag untouched, so that's what that other bag was. He didn't want the salad.
Bear's eating good.
Newman says he didn't want the salad, though. Nothing to do with the salad. Weird, he says. Weird.
Yeah, weird.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know. What do? Do you call DoorDash and say, bear took my stuff?
Yeah, I think, well, I don't know. Yeah, what are they going to say? It's tough. It's, we don't have a bear clause.
They nice. They cover you for like if your driver gets in an accident, or if you just didn't get it or it came wrong, they'll credit you for all those things.
Right.
So maybe they would.
Yeah.
I'd probably make the attempt. I don't know if I'd say, you know what I'd say? I'd say, just to ensure I'd get it, I'd say missing 30 nuggets and fries. And then they would say, oh, we can't have that.
Yeah, there
Here's
you
your
go.
money
Exactly.
back.
Yes.
Yeah.
They,
just don't say a bear took it.
Or do they do the thing like UPS does, where they take a picture of it after they leave it at your door? They like take a picture to prove that they did deliver it.
I don't think so, because we never get that. But maybe they do in some cases, or maybe the drivers choose.
Oh, that's right, because you do DoorDash every once in a while. Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't remember ever seeing a picture. Does DoorDash sometimes DoorDash does, says the chat, but I don't think I've ever seen them do it on mine.
Okay.
We only use them. We never use Uber Eats or Grubhub or any of that. Nothing wrong with those. We just don't use them. We subscribe to the DoorDash thing where you cut out a bunch of the fees.
Yeah, that certainly makes a difference on which one you're going to use.
Yeah, it's only $10 a month, and we share it with all the kids, so it's kind of a no-brainer. But don't tell them I share. Well, we don't share a password with everybody.
Oops.
We don't. We're not like Netflix. Which we also do that. Oh no, I've said too much. All right.
Two sponsors we're never going to get now. Thanks.
There was a great old tweet that Netflix did years ago that says,
"Yes, I remember that.
True love is sharing a password or something."
Right. Boy, did they did that tweet not age well for them?
Not at all. I think it's still up though. I don't think they deleted it. I think it's still a thing. Anyway, here's the story. The Pentagon in the news. Oh no, the Pentagon. They say after they basically released the whole UFO investigation and have found no evidence of alien activity.
This
Nothing.
was that Air Force video that the UFO sighting videos, right? That the pilots said.
That plus just like a whole bunch of retro stuff, like basically what the Pentagon is saying is none of this ever proved out to be.
None of it is okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. Now, here's the problem with this.
Yeah.
They can say that and present all the evidence.
Sure.
There are so many people where this isn't going to matter. They don't give a shit. I know people in my personal life who still think they saw a UFO here in town, that I know the guy who made it, and they still don't believe me. I'm like, no.
There's that guy you saw in the burger restaurant last week who said, aliens causing that the cold snap or the blizzard.
Yeah, the blizzards and stuff. He was sure of it, and it probably still is sure of it. I can't.
Yep.
There's no way to convince anybody of anything. I've learned this hardcore. I had a guy yesterday who I was talking about the new Star Trek, and I said I really liked it. He goes, I did too, except for that first episode. They decided to take one side of the political spectrum and put that in the end of the thing. And I said, well, video clips of an attempted insurrection on the Capitol building.
Yeah, right.
That's Trekkie as hell to do that. That's what Star Trek does. It takes current things and makes you think about them in a more broad context and does these like allegories. This is what they do. They've always done this. So I didn't say this, but I wanted to say you would have been one of those people that were disgusted by Kirk and Uhura kissing back in the 60s.
Right.
And but that's Star Trek. Yeah. They've always done that. It's what they do. So when they show that, he goes, that was a protest. And I said, so I go, so you and I are on this, that we're going to have this conversation here. You're probably a nice guy. You probably, as it says in your bio, you got kids and you seem like a nice dude.
Yeah.
We're going to have this conversation here. Do you really think this will go anywhere? Like,
right?
Are you here?
Do you think you're gonna convince me of anything? And do you think I'm gonna be able to convince you of anything?
Probably I go, do you really think any of that's gonna happen? So I just said it isn't. So Merry Christmas, best to you. Later days.
Well done. It was a nice just walk away.
Because what's the point? It's just there's no point in it. Because like these alien people, it doesn't matter. This adds to the conspiracy that the government now says there's no evidence of alien activity. Oh, that is what they would say if there was. That's what'll happen.
Exactly what they want you to believe. The Pentagon.
Yeah. So here's what they say. They say UFOs and study of them have not yielded any evidence to suggest aliens have visited Earth or crash landed here, says senior military leaders. Pentagon's effort to investigate anomalous unidentified objects, whether they are in space, skies, or underwater, has led to hundreds of new reports that are now being investigated, U.S. defense officials said on Friday. In June of last year, the Office of the Director of National Intelligence reported that between 2004 and 2021, there were 144 encounters with UFOs, 80 of which were captured on multiple sensors. But he says, so far, quote, we have not seen anything. Or wait, he's a general. So far, we have not seen anything, and we're still very early on. I assume they all talk like that.
No, that's right.
Let's see. That would lead us to believe that any of these objects we have seen are of an alien origin, says Ronald Moultrie, Undersecretary of Defense for the Intelligence and Security. Let's see. It was the director of the Pentagon's newly formed All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office, Sean Kirkpatrick, which is investigating the sightings, did not rule out the possibility of extraterrestrial life and said he was taking scientific approach to the research. Well, yeah, that's the idea. We don't know what a thing is until we try to figure out what it is. And then when we figure it out, if it is an alien in origin, we just say, some guy threw a thing up in the air and someone else caught it with a camera and now we know. Then that's the answer. That's it. That's your evidence.
Exactly.
Move on. Go to another conspiracy and do other things. All right. Time to take a break. When we come back, Steven Schleicher will be here. We're going to do a little breezy episode with Steven.
Yeah.
He's going to remind us the best comic books to read in 2022. All right.
Love it.
Yeah, I do too. After that, Amy will be joining us for a very brief moment where we're going to open a package she sent us.
Yes.
That's
She'll
right.
be able to capture the excitement or severe disappointment in our faces live.
Yeah. If we say things like, oh, I love it.
Oh, I wanted one of these.
Oh, this is great. Thanks, Amy. Gotta go. I'm sure it'll all be great. Anyway, that's all coming up. Before we do, though, you should play a song, Brian.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's go to this one. This is by an artist named Teo. Teo, and there's little the question marks around either side of his name, like it's a question in Spanish. Born in Atlanta but raised in L.A., he's actually Colombian American Mateo Arias, but records and performs under the name Teo. Has a brand new song. It's called "In the Essence." This is cool and atmospheric and has a very cool vibe to it. It is just a single he's released. We're looking for more stuff from him, but brand new single from Teo. Here is "In the Essence."
If having a screwy family made a person crazy, the whole world would be one big loony bin.
My manwich! The morning stream. Does that mean he can't live in harmony with the rest of it?
We've returned. Who was that again so I can write it down and remember?
That was Teo with question marks. Question mark Teo, question mark. Brand new single he's released called "In the Essence." We're looking for more stuff coming.
It sounds like a Unicode error, doesn't it? Like
it does, yeah.
Having two question marks, like, oh, that didn't come out right. Hey, BioCow, something's wrong with the voting again.
That's right. Like not a number error or something.
Very weird.
Right.
Anyway, welcome back. We are Steven ready.
Oh, good. We are go for Steven.
We are go for
Launch Steven.
That's right. Countdown is a go.
Imminent. Yeah.
There he is. Major spoilers. It's like we're like NASA but better. Everybody, check this out.
Steven Schleicher. Steven Schleicher.
Merry post Christmas to Steven Schleicher at Major Spoilers. Hi, Steven. How are you?
Hello, Scott. Happy Boxing Day to you and to Brian.
Did you get anything cool? What'd you get?
Somebody sent me this delicious salt, smoked salt.
Get out!
Yeah,
I got some of that too.
Yeah,
and listen. My oldest son, I was like, "So, what do you guys want for your Christmas Day dinner?" And the oldest was like, "I want steak." And I was like, "Okay, you don't have to be that hostile about it." But we had steak. Sprinkle a little bit of that salt on it. Oh,
it's good, right? It's very good. Yeah.
So thank you for that, Scott.
You're very welcome. We had a bunch of that as well with a ham this year.
Yeah. We're cooking lamb tonight, so I'm going to try it on the lamb.
I'm going to try it on.
That doesn't mean I'm going to try it while I'm running.
No,
running away.
Yeah, not. You need to be on the lamb first before you're on the lamb.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yes. Kim made zuppa toscana, and we're going to put some of that in there today. Heat that up. Well, anyway, I'm glad you're here, Steven, and it went well. Did you get any long boxes for Christmas? Any comic book long boxes? No?
No.
All right. When I was on Major Spoilers not long ago, you and somebody, Rodrigo maybe, were talking about some place that was letting long boxes go for like $1 or something. What was the deal?
Yeah, it depends on where you go. There's a lot of like stores that are closing out that you can find some long box options in the 25-cent bin, or sometimes if the store's going out of business, they'll sell you an entire long box really cheap.
Oh, I kind of want to do that. Even though I don't
you gotta
need
also
more
question,
stuff.
if someone is selling me a long box of comics for $1, what's really in that long box?
Yeah, but wouldn't it be great to find out? It'd be a fun, you could make a segment out of it. It's like, all right, this long box I paid $1 for. Our first comic is that one where Wonder Woman turned into a clam or something, Like the dumbest one possible. You know what? I would do it. I'd spend $1 on that.
For sure.
An unfortunate issue where Lois Lane is turned into a black woman.
Oh, yeah. Remember that? That was a thing. Boy, didn't we all learn our lesson from that. All right.
We did. Yes, exactly.
Steven, let's get to your favorite comics of the year. I think this is good to discuss because, I don't know. I just feel like you are the guy. You know stuff, and you read a lot of comics, and I think you have a taste for what the people out there might like. I've read a couple of these myself on your list, but let's start with 5 and move forward, and then you tell me why they're so good.
Sure. At number 5 is Batman Superman World's Finest by Mark Waid and Dan Mora. It's got about 10 issues out so far. And for a lot of people who are sitting there going, Batman and Superman shouldn't fight each other, I like them when they're friends, then you're going to love Batman Superman World's Finest, because the concept is Mark Waid is bringing the crazy out of this world stories from the Silver Age, when World's Finest Comics was a big deal, and just presenting these very happy Superman and Batman are friends, but they're fighting like the Joker and Keymaster, and they're dealing with characters from other worlds and all these kinds of things. It is surprisingly good, and the art from Dan Moore is great too, but it is totally bonkers. Like in the first episode, it's like the Doom Patrol shows, or first issue, Doom Patrol shows up, and Superman is infected with red kryptonite, and they have to operate on his body, and it's really good.
Okay. I'm writing that. Well, I have it written down. I'm going to check that out. I had no idea.
Cool.
It on the surface of it, it just looks like another kind of a throwback.
It kind of is, because it is very much set in the Silver Age, because probably around issue 7 or 8, the Teen Titans show up, and these are pre-Nightwing and pre-Robin and Kid Flash becoming the Flash and Nightwing. And so you've got that. It's before Speedy is confronted with doing smack and all that stuff too. So it's this very kind of, I don't want to say pure, because there's a lot of killing that goes on in this comic, but it's very much because when the Batman versus Superman film came out, Mark Waid just railed against, why do these people have to fight? Why can't Batman and Superman have great adventures like they used to?
Yeah,
and so this is his answer to that, because I think a lot of people were like, well, fine, Mark Waid, prove it. And so he's done that with Batman Superman World's Finest.
Do you think we have to blame
Zack Snyder?
No,
yeah,
before that,
for a lot of things. Sure.
I would say, well, yeah, but the Dark Knight, the comic.
Yes.
That's where I first saw them have a problem with each other.
Right.
And it felt like that stuck, and then everyone used it.
Yeah, for better or worse. So I can say a lot of things about Frank Miller's The Dark Knight Returns, because to me, it was the comic where I was like, oh, you can tell these kinds of stories in comics. And to me, it was a real mind flip when I first read that when it came out. And I was just like, holy cow, this is super interesting.
Same.
But at the same time, I think a lot of people read it the wrong way, as in superheroes must be dark and gritty, and Superman is a Boy Scout that is just, pro-Reagan politics and everything. And I think that started everyone down a path to where we are at now with grim, dark superheroes.
I think you're right. Maybe they took it a little too far. And so it's nice to, once in a while, you see something break out of that, and it's fun to see them do that. But you're right. And in part of me, I don't necessarily like it. It doesn't always have to be grimdark, but I don't mind. Like, I like a more serious tone to my comics generally speaking. So I guess I'm not sad about that so much, because prior to Frank Miller's The Dark Knight, it was like, I don't know, Watchmen was around the same time, so it's not really fair. And I know there were things there were certainly comics out there, but the mainstream stuff was all I'm here to save the day stuff,
exactly.
and
Yeah.
that
And a lot of that came from the 10-cent plague. That came from the fact that we have to protect our children from these things that
And the
might
comic
have
code.
Yeah. And so DC very much stuck with the Comic Code Authority while Marvel started to thumb its nose at it. So even before Frank Miller was over on The Dark Knight Returns, he's doing Daredevil and all these other things over at Marvel. And of course, Stan Lee taking a very realistic approach to telling stories of characters.
Yeah.
But
Tony
DC
Stark
just
and his alcoholism and stuff like that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Which is
And
funny
so
because
DC
now
just stuck into that.
That's funny because now we're at a place where DC is the one working in darker tales and doing Black Label and all that, and Marvel feels a little sanitized on the comic side.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So because
and they're owned by Disney, so
yeah, which is a whole other thing. I mean, even like their run with the Alien series, which I was really excited about. It's just too white gloved. It's just too careful.
Oh, then you're gonna love when the Predator comes out this week.
Great.
I think Predator #1 this week, and then in 2023, Planet of the Apes.
Oh no, the apes!
Wow, really?
A planet of them. Oh no. Well then, okay, fine, but
dirty apes.
But once in a while, they'll do something like that Warhammer 40K comic that ran last year.
Yeah.
That was over the top, awesome, pure 40K, bloody, ridiculous, epic, amazing. And I was like, are we sure this is Marvel? Like, what happened over here? But then Marvel also did that great Dark Tower adaptation, but that was before the Disney acquisition, so I don't know. It's freaking whatever. Disney's ruining everything. Or making it great. I don't know which. Moving on. Tell us about number 4 here. This is one I didn't pick up, but I meant
I've talked about this series so much. It is really a great series. If you kind of like detective tales that are very noir, almost like Raymond Chandler, and you want to mix a little bit of the Rockford Files with Mac Bolan revenge books, then the Reckless series from Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips is really going to hit the sweet spot for you. I want to say there were 2 books that came out this year in the Reckless series. I believe they're up to 5 now. They're all standalone books, but they do kind of build upon the previous one. So, you can start at 1, but if not, you could just pick up number 4 or 5 and have a really interesting adventure about this guy who's ex-CIA, who now solves other people's problems when he feels like it, and it's usually revenge-fueled, let's kill him kind of stuff.
And it's set in the 70s, it looks like?
It starts post, I want to say Korean War, but I want to say it's probably more post Vietnam, and runs all the way through. Right now, the most recent one was in the 80s. So I'm sure we'll have at least another 80s and then a 90s and then probably the end of that Reckless run.
I need to... This sounds... So is this an Image deal or who's publishing this?
Yeah, this is Image Comics that publishes this, but anybody who knows Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips, of course, you may know them, Scott, from GCPD, the Gotham City series.
That was so good.
And yeah, so there's a lot of good stuff that these two work on, and so it's always going to be anything that they work on is going to hit on my top 5.
You know what I would love? James Gunn and his buddy over there changing things up at DC. They should push for a Gotham City Central story thing that isn't just Gotham, like the TV show. I don't
know. The Gotham City series on HBO Max has been shelved in favor of the Penguin series.
Boo.
Yeah.
Although that's what's his name though, right? From the movie. I really liked that. I thought that was that was
Colin
a highlight.
Farrell,
Yeah. Put him in weird makeup and have him be unrecognizable. I'm all in on that.
Yeah.
But
I don't know
again,
why.
who knows now that they're in charge if that blows out to the TV series or not. My guess is it will. So maybe that'll happen. Maybe it won't.
Yeah, that's a good point. I don't know what they consider the Batman. Right? Is that a?
I mean, anything that's outside of television, right? I mean, anything that's outside of movies. When they're in charge of DC Studios, does that mean they're in charge of the animation and the TV shows and the direct to HBO shows and the movies? My guess is yes, but sometimes we saw when Marvel Studios was formed that there was the TV side and then there was the movie side until Feige had enough and forced Marvel / Disney's hand to make him in charge of everything.
So have they said, has Gunn or anybody mentioned whether or not the Pattinson Batman is the Batman in the current?
No, they haven't. Not to my knowledge.
Okay. I really like that movie. I kind of hope it stays, but whatever.
I think it will, probably for at least one more.
It was really good. I like Matt Reeves mainly. Let's move on to number 3. Tell us about Devil's Reign.
In the I've got to include a Marvel Comics or people will complain category.
I will.
It's Devil's Reign from Chip Zdarsky and Matteo Scalera. This is a what if the Kingpin becomes the mayor of New York and outlaws vigilantes. And so Matt Murdock is ousted again as Daredevil ? But to kind of keep his identity still somewhat secret, Elektra steps in and becomes Daredevil for, I want to say, most of the year. You got the Thunderbolts have come back. This time, maybe they're the good guys. Who knows? But it's really Daredevil and Elektra taking on the Fist and Kingpin and bringing them all down. I want to say that series ended, I want to say, in August of this year. So it's a complete arc that you can go check out.
It covers kind of everybody, right? Like the whole Marvel universe makes a Ghost Rider, Ballistic.
It spills out everywhere.
Why is Grendel in that? Oh, this is a separate thing. Never mind. I was looking at the wrong thing. I was like, Grendel is not in this. Please tell me he's not.
Yeah. I mean, there were a lot of people that freaked out when Elektra said, yes, I will be Daredevil. But I thought it was a fun twist on the character and how far Elektra was willing to go to convince everyone that she was the Daredevil, and Matt Murdock going, you can't do this kind of stuff. So
yeah, I love it. How close this is a separate question, but aren't they close to at least production on the new Daredevil reboot thing?
I believe so.
Charlie
and they're kind of already trying to prepare people. What's his name? Who plays?
It's
not going to be
Charlie Cox.
Yeah, Charlie Cox went out and said, "Hey, don't be disappointed if this is not the bloody SmackDown fest that you saw on Netflix. It'll still have a lot of action in it."
But it's still Charlie Cox, though, right? He's still there.
Yeah. He's still there, and they've said that for the foreseeable future, Charlie Cox is Daredevil, and we saw him appear as the booty hookup for She-Hulk. Sorry, spoiler alert, in the She-Hulk series.
Yeah, the booty hookup. I like hearing Steven say the booty hookup.
Call.
Yeah. That's fun hearing. You sound very street when you say that. I like it.
Yes, I am. I'm down with the street, as the kids.
Yeah, they are, fellow kids. All right, tell us about. Okay, number 2. You spoke about quite a few times. No, I download. I bought it and it's on my damn iPad, and I just need to read it. So tell us about Supergirl.
Imagine True Grit.
Okay, True
Grit, a
Grit.
Western that I believe Scott likes.
I love it. Huge.
Now
fan.
imagine that it's Supergirl playing the role of Rooster Cogburn, right? Isn't that who he is?
Rooster Cogburn,
whoever the John Wayne character is.
Yeah, the Jeff Bridges John Wayne character, Rooster Cogburn. Yep, correct.
Yes. Yep. Imagine her in a drunken, fueled revenge fest for another little girl who has had her family slaughtered, and the little girl wants revenge, and Supergirl is like, yeah, why not? I'm bitter about everything right now. Let's go out and take down these bad guys.
Wow. Is it on Earth? Where are we?
No, she's in space because that starts off in space because on Earth she can't get drunk because of her superpowers prevent her from that. So
does she have a drinking problem? I didn't know this was a thing for Supergirl.
I don't know if she has a drinking problem, but sometimes people like to get a little lit, and I'm sure if you want to get lit and you can't do it on your planet, you're going to go someplace where you can get a little drunk. And so yeah, this is that.
That's fascinating. So what is
it about? Where everybody doesn't know your name.
What is it about, other than this, the kind of the core structure you've mentioned? What is it that really drew you in so hard? Because it doesn't seem like I wouldn't see the name Supergirl and go, oh, I got to read that.
Exactly.
I gotta get
that. Yeah. Right.
So first of all, it's Tom King, who is already very controversial among many comics fans in how he takes stuff. But this concept of he doesn't come out and say, hey, this is True Grit until after like the first or second issue when people are like, this sounds an awful lot of like True Grit. And he's like, yeah, that's kind of what it is. So there's Tom King who's telling the story. But then for me, Bilquis Evely is a fantastic artist out of, she's from South America. I want to say Brazil, but her art is just phenomenal. Page after page after page. It has a very Art Nouveau kind of styling to it, and she's highly detailed with everything she does.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, this is it's already won several awards. So definitely go check out Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow.
All right, I gotta finally read it. I bought it on your recommendation. I picked it up and then just didn't read it.
I think you're gonna just as soon as you read it, Scott, you're gonna be like, holy crap! Why did I sit on this book for so long?
Well, I love Tom.
Kind of like whenever you finally get to see Parasite.
Tom King is not controversial for me. Everything he makes, I have enjoyed. He is kind of a what if guy in some ways, right? Like a lot of his stuff is like, hey, what if this was a thing or whatever? Mm-hmm. But I think he pulls it off pretty well, and he's quickly became one of my favorite writers in the biz.
Yeah.
All right, we saved number 1 for last. Turns out it's an indie. It's one I read as well, so I'm really glad to see it on this list. Tell us about The Good Asian.
The Good Asian from Pornsak Pichochet, I believe is how you pronounce his last name, and Alexander Tefengi. This is a...
I'm sorry, Porn Shack? Is his name Porn Sack?
Pornsak is his real name.
That's still, even worse.
Still bad. Yeah.
Still bad.
No, that's his real name. He's part Thai, part Polish, I want to say, is his makeup. He's a really cool guy if you ever listen to him in interviews. Really nice. And so what he's doing here is he's taking the story of the world's not first Asian detective, but in the United States, especially during the Chinese or the Asian Immigration Exclusion Act, Asians were not allowed to be in roles higher than a certain level, except in Hawaii, which at the time of the story, Hawaii had not become a state yet. And so in Hawaii, there are a lot of Asians who are detectives. And he is called up to San Francisco to deal with a missing persons case, which turns into a murder case, which turns into maybe his murder case. And he is the first Asian detective in America. It's based on a real life person. The story is not based on a real person, but the character that it's based on is based on a real person. And there is a turn about the halfway point in the piece where you're like, did they just kill the title character?
Yeah.
And it keeps you going for the rest of the issue. It is such a fast burn issue or a series. It is so worth picking up. Also won a lot of awards this year. So I highly recommend The Good Asian from Image Comics.
Including the Eisner, right? I think.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, the big one.
Cool.
Yeah, it's a very, very... I only read the first volume. It's I forget how many issues
First
it was.
volume.
First volume so far. But it is fantastic. And not kind of what you expect. If you like noir at all, you'll sink in and love this. It's so good. This is not capes and cowls at all. There's none of that.
No, this is very much... if I wanted to say what it's most like, I would say it skims very close to the surface of Chinatown.
Yeah.
In the way the relationships are and the whodunits and the overall story elements are very much Chinatown without the the water rights story. That's not what it's about. But the characters you'll find very familiar.
Yeah.
If you've read any Chandler, if you've watched The Big Sleep or you've read The Big Sleep, there's elements of that in here as well.
It's also got this great sense of realism that's lended to it by the literal use of some historic reference and stuff. Like they're not just winging this. It feels like, hey, there's some prejudices during a certain time that were kind of unique, and this particular, I don't want to give anything away, but this particular detective working within that system just gives you a lot of perspective on the era that they're covering. It's
and
really,
I don't know
really good.
I don't know if the collected trade includes all the back matter issues. I love it when certain books have in-depth back matter. So like in other of Ed Brubaker's series, in his back matter, he goes into here's the history of Hollywood's blacklist era, and he tells all these stories in the what we would consider the letters section. I know in the single issue run of The Good Asian, the letters section had like, here's who this is based on, here's what the Chinese American Exclusion Act was all about, and just going into really deep detail. So if your trade paperback includes that, definitely you want to read that to bring some enhancement to the series. Otherwise, go and track down the single issues that will have that in there.
Yeah, Back Matter is my favorite Marvel hero that they got rid of in the 70s. But
yeah, I think I got him as a mystery card on Snap the other day.
I was going to say, kind of hard to find.
The variant on that one is great. Yeah.
No, the chibi one or the pixelated?
Don't do the pixels. Don't do the pixels. Brian
the
hates
pixel one I like is Back Matter.
I'm the only guy that likes pixels, I think. Everyone hates those freaking pixel cards. I think if I had all pixels, I'd be happy just because I'd have them all.
Really?
But I don't know if I'd use them a lot.
Give you mine.
I don't know. I don't know. I wish you could. I wish people could trade. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Is that coming up in the new version? I know we've got head to head. Like I'll be able to finally play Brian in a game.
Yeah, that's right.
Not to my knowledge, variant trading, but God, that would be great if you could.
That would be cool. There's apparently a big uptick. I forgot where I read this. Steven, I'll find the link and send it to you because it could be news for one of your shows or something. But there's an uptick in comic buying that they are attributing, first-time comic buyers.
Oh, nice.
They're attributing to the popularity of Snap.
Really?
Yeah, in fact, I even heard from a guy who said, "Here, this is great. I should share this. He won't mind." It's
I've gone back and found every issue of the Infinite that I could.
It's this guy says, all right, He sent me a PM. It said, "Hey Scott, hope you're doing great. Wanted to ask you for some advice. I'm getting myself into comics in my 30s for the very first time in my life.
Wow.
Damn you, Marvel Snap. Why are you so good?" So
nice.
There's a little empirical evidence there. Anyway, I recommended since he's all in on the Marvel stuff and X-Men, I recommended the Marvel Unlimited app because they give you so much back issue and all that.
Yeah, that would be a good one. If you're specifically looking for stuff, I don't know. They are very, in my opinion, in Snap, they are very good about spreading out all the different properties and characters. So it's not like everything is heavily influenced on one, character group like the X-Men versus the Spider characters and that kind of thing. But I think maybe some of the recent X-Men stuff is very interesting to look at over the last 3 years of X-Men stuff, where they're dealing with traveling to Mars and the portals that they're trying to create their own nation or their own world of mutants and stuff. I think that series is very, very interesting to check out. So if people are kind of interested in the X-Men and want to see where it goes, it is very deep, and you do have to have a little bit more X-Men knowledge than I have, but it's still, I think, very good in seeing Magneto and Professor X and a lot of the other X-Men, even the villains, coming together to create their own nation, their own world, and then kind of seeing it all fall apart.
Yeah, super interesting. Also, me, Dunaway, Randy, and Brian are starting Porn Sack soon. We're going to cover porn films.
Bottom of the barrel of the porn movies.
Okay. Yeah, we'll see the
you
worst.
Could probably get Pornhub to sponsor you.
I bet we could. They'd jump all over that for sure.
Yeah, that poor guy and his name. Anyway, that's going to do it. Steven, what a great roundup. I think everybody should check these out. Again, we got Batman, Superman, World's Finest, the Reckless series, Devil's Reign, Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, and The Good Asian are the top 5 of one Steven Schleicher. I think you should take that seriously and go check those books out.
I think everybody will really enjoy them.
Steven, I just want you to have a fantastic new year. We won't see you until next year, I guess, right?
That's right. Yeah. And what I would like for both of you is to stay hydrated.
Oh, you know what? 2023, get ready, because I'm drinking all the time. See ya. That sounded like I was going to drink.
I got not one but 2 different Corksicle Spider-Man drink tumblers, one for hot, one for cold, although according to their websites both of them work for both hot and cold, but for me one of them is perfect for hot, the other one's going to be perfect for the car, so cold drink holder.
Oh, that's perfect. Those on their
awesome.
way, I assume.
They're already here.
Oh, they're there.
One from Tanner and one from my dad. I don't have them next to me or I'd show them on screen, but
any Christmas miracle news about your car, or are we still in the limbo stage?
I do have some Christmas miracle news. They actually called while we were at the vet with Daisy.
Oh, I'm so sorry about Daisy, by the way.
Yeah.
We didn't even bring it up. Frick.
I know. Well, no, it's all right. It wasn't, didn't want to.
I know, but still.
Go too far into it. But yeah, they called while we were there. It's like, well, crap, I have to take this. So the parts are in. The parts finally arrived on whatever day that was, Thursday?
Yeah.
There's one car in front of me, apparently, that's been waiting longer than the 7 weeks that I've been waiting for them to do something. So once they get in there, things should take about a day and a half, 2 days to install and replace. So
in theory, you might have this before the first of the year, or it would be right
before the
after?
first of the year. Yeah, in theory,
that's great.
Sometime this week. Exactly.
That's great. All right.
Yeah.
That's better than nothing.
Yeah.
That's still a very long time.
Better than nothing.
Yeah, it's a long time, and it's very expensive.
But it's still a big hit to the the coffers, but at least that's one less thing.
The Ibit Treasury.
That's right, exactly. Yes, the safe full of money that I go diving in like Scrooge McDuck.
Where are my stupid nephews? That's not how he talks. He's not a pirate.
It did happen. Like, it was interesting how the parts arrived the day after, or 2 days after I tweeted something to Kia Corporate about it. But
oh yeah, that is interesting. I mean, I don't want to read into it, but
no, exactly.
All right,
exactly.
We're bringing in Red Fraggle 3. You know her as Amy. She's not going to tell us about a book. Instead, we're just going to book it to her house and pick up some cool gifts that she offered. And it's day after Christmas, but who cares? We don't care. I don't really have a theme for you, so I'm going to play. Let's do, because your normal theme is fine, but let's do. Let's see, what's this? No, that's weird and spacey. Let's not do that. Let's do something cool.
It's like Christmas spacey.
You know, it's too. What's this? Oh yeah, Thundercats. Here we go. Thundercats are on the loose. It's Amy who's joining us all the way from.
Thundercats are ho.
Yeah, right. Did you like the Thundercats when you were young?
You know, I didn't watch the Thundercats because it wasn't on at the right time for me. I watched He-Man, I watched She-Ra, I watched a lot of the Nickelodeon stuff. So like I came home, this was like the early days of Nickelodeon where, you came home from school and they were playing like Dennis the Menace and the Donna Reed show and like all those old black and white 50s things.
Sure.
Dick Van Dyke, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I watched a lot of that.
I used to love that too, but so the way it worked for Brian and I guess would have been, they would just show, I felt random. It'd be like, here's a Saturday, the cartoons are over, it's like noon, so here's I Love Lucy for 2 hours. And then
Right, exactly.
Oh no. The way I knew that the Saturday morning cartoons were over was because Soul Train came on.
Oh yes, that's right. Soul Train did. Yeah.
It made me
Or
hate
American
Soul Train.
Bandstand
Yeah, it made
or
me hate
wrestling.
anything. If I saw live anything, wrestling,
Right.
bandstand,
Anything
whatever.
that wasn't animated or Sid and Marty Krofft.
Yeah, it was kind of sad. You were just like, my Saturday's over. Yeah. And then,
I
time
used to
do
always
chores.
and like the end of the Muppet Show, I used to lament whenever you'd see the guest star out on the stage, with Kermit, you'd be like, oh, it's over.
It's
They're
kinda
wrapping
like,
it up.
SNL now, when it's like, oh no, the post weekend update Dreckfest is over because now we've got the guest star up on stage with everybody.
Yep, and they're starting to play that slow version of the SNL theme, and you're like, damn it, they're hugging. We're done. Well, anyway, we're not done with you. We're having you on technically twice this week, I think.
I think so.
Because we'll do a book on Thursday. But today, we're just going to do this fun thing. So you sent us some gifts, and mine arrived very late because my local P.O. box was inundated with packages this year, and they just took forever to get to it. But I did finally get it in time for Christmas, but we didn't want to open it until you were on the show. Now, Brian and I noticed something. His package is in a box. Mine is in a bag.
Yeah.
That means they're different.
Yes.
Is that what you're saying? They're different?
They are in fact different, and I will explain why, but I don't want to explain why until after you guys
So we open it.
So-
Okay.
All right, here we go.
Yeah.
Do it. Let's get
right.
it.
So,
And there's a card in there because I wasn't sure if we were going to be able to do it on the air, so you guys can read the card if you wish.
Mine smells like beef jerky. Just kidding. It doesn't smell like anything.
Mine smells
You know
like
what?
soup.
I'll read the card before I look at the thing. How about that?
Yeah. Oh, look at this.
Should I wait? Can I? Let's see. I'll do it like this voice. Hold on. Just kidding. Not really. I'm not gonna-
Oh, the
My
dramatic
dramatic reading.
voice.
yeah. To Scott from Amy. Merry Christmas. I'm okay to read this, right? I don't want to.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Go ahead.
I figured since you talk often about not being able to find hats that fit your big head, your words, not mine, you're right, that I would make you a couple. Oh, my gosh. If they don't fit, let me know, and I will try again. All right. Oh, look at these.
Mine actually says the same thing, but the word big head is scratched off and not weird enough is written.
Not weird enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
Brian's head is unique. I wouldn't say it's weird. I'd say it's unique. Look at these.
I love it.
These are handmade.
So you made these. Wow.
I made those, yes. And if you look at the top, they're like spiraled. They're not just striped. They're like spirally.
Oh, no kidding.
Scott, your black one is not. It's just striped.
I'm mesmerized.
Oh,
Not only
Carter
does
says
it
if they don't fit, she's gonna steal them.
It even fits over the top of my earphones,
Oh, nice.
which is great because I can actually wear this the rest of the show.
Oh my gosh, this is so much warmer than the Guinness hat that I got in Ireland that I've been wearing a lot this season. So this is going to be good for when it starts getting cold next in January.
These are amazing. I absolutely love these. But wait, why was Brian's in a box and mine was in a bag?
Well, Brian has more, and also Scott, I just sent you a picture, and that explains why the card, because I was seriously worried that these things were going to be so gigantic on you, because I tried them on Chuck first, and you can see the like Chuck has a little tiny head, and so
Let's see. I'm looking here. Oh my Lord. Okay, chat. You see how nicely that fits my big dumb head? Now look at this picture of Chuck, and you can see why she had concerns. Look at that. That's insane.
Oh, did you put that in our?
It's in our group chat.
Holy cow! That's the same hat.
Yep.
That,
same hat
Same
that's
hat.
on my head right now. See, you
So
don't
that's
know.
why I was worried that they were going to be too big, but I remember you measured your head on the air, and so I went by that measurement, and I was like, okay, this is how big Scott says his head is.
It's absolutely true. Most of these kind of hats like this, I have to stretch really hard to get to fit it all, and this one just fits. Like it's cozy and perfect. But this is a great explainer, because I try to explain to people, yes, my head's huge. They see me, they don't really see it. Like proportionally, I look fine, but the minute I put a hat on, like, what the frick is wrong with your head? And that's proof of it. I mean, look at poor Chuck buried in that hat.
Oh yeah, Villacoder, you've got exactly right. Like as soon as I put that head over Scott, I'm sorry, as soon as I put that hat over Chuck's head, he goes, "Hey, Bamamba."
Nice. Nice. Turns out the best thing Bill Cosby left with his crappy legacy was that. Nicely done.
So yeah. All right. So Brian has more. Okay. So please tell me it's not broken. That's the big.
It's not broken. No, it is in pristine shape, and this thing is gorgeous. So it is a ceramic bowl with music notes, and I believe that is the Coverville Colors logo in the middle there.
Oh, it looks like a record.
Like a little record, exactly.
Yep.
Or the soundography looking deal. And I'm guessing, are these notes the Cover Me theme?
They are. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like dee 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 dee. Yeah, that's so awesome. Oh my god, I love this.
That's so cool. What do you got to put in there,
this
Brian?
Is not great. No, this is like
you're gonna put your red hot balls in there. What are those called? Your
my atomic fireballs. Oh, that's actually a really good idea.
Yeah. See.
Yeah, and I actually recommend that. I mean, they are so that bowl, it is food safe, but
but not dishwasher safe. Which
right. And so I would just, if I were you, I would just keep pre-wrapped stuff in it.
Exactly.
Or whatever.
In there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dry items. This will not be honey bunches of O's eating bowl.
Did you make? So you made the bowl.
I made that.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Cool.
I threw the bowl and everything, and made it myself.
Did Chuck stand behind you and then start doing the bowl with you Swayze and Demi Moore and
Swayze and Demi?
No.
Yeah,
he's actually way better at wheel throwing than I am. So here is the explanation, Scott, for why you guys got different things in different packages. The pottery is weird in that especially if you go to a community pottery studio, which I do because I don't have a wheel and a kiln and
you don't have your own wheel.
So,
what?
Not yet, but it's on our big wish list now because we both love it so much. But when you have to go and just put your stuff on a shelf and wait for the studio assistant to put it into the kiln for you, you don't really have any control over the timing of when it all comes out. So Scott, yours has come there are two different firing sessions that it has to go through. And so one's called bisque. It's a lower temperature. It just sort of gets all the moisture out of everything. And then the second one is when you glaze it and it really just solidifies everything. But you have to do the first one first. So Scott, I have made you one as well. Doesn't look like Brian's, looks different. But it's sitting on my shelf waiting to be glazed and put in the fire. Yeah, so you'll get it sometime.
Oh my gosh.
After the pottery opens back up.
You're the Christmas giver that just keeps on giving is what you are.
I know. Yeah, exactly.
I was just so excited. I'm I've said this before. I love making stuff for people because I don't have room. I love making stuff and I don't have room to keep all the stuff I make. And so I like to make stuff and give it to people. So,
That's
but
awesome.
Brian, I'm so excited that made it there.
It made it here. And it is gorgeous. I love this thing. Yeah, this is
awesome. Put your weed in it.
I know, exactly. I'm trying to think of what the atomic fireballs is probably the front runner because then it'll go right here where I see it every day and use it every day. So.
Yep, that's perfect. My wife is going to lose it about these hats. She's going to love
much better than the Cleveland Plain Dealer customer service attitude glass that my atomic fireballs are currently in.
Yeah, they deserve better. Truly.
Yeah.
Get them out of that crap.
For sure.
Well done. That's awesome. Thank you for all of that. It's very generous of you. And
oh, it's my pleasure. I'm so glad you guys like them. I was excited. I was like, yay! I get like second Christmas, with little opening.
So your day's less depressing, a little less, like a lot of us are just like, Christmas is over.
Yeah.
By the way,
and I woke up this morning to the big mess that everybody else did. My dog got me up at 5:30.
Yeah.
And I was like, ugh.
Our dogs too, because we had to kennel them a bunch while people were here yesterday, so they were super antsy to get up this morning, and they were a pain. We didn't really get to sleep in at all. I had a show anyway, but it was like, okay, I'm up at 6. It's fine. Let's do whatever we have to do. Here's the thing, though. I think the boy might be starting to know who Santa is.
Oh, good. Cool.
Well, in that it's me. Because for the first 4 years...
Oh, I see what you're saying. Like, okay, figuring out that you're Santa.
Yes.
I got it.
Because his first 3 Christmases, he's almost 4, have been me. And the first 2 scared the crap out of him. But he was still into Santa and what he brought, right? But it scared him that I was even there. This one, he just kept side-eyeing me like he knows something's up.
How come I never see Santa and Grandpa in the same place?
Exactly. So I think the gig or jig might be up, and I'm going to have to come up with something better next year and get like an actual like fat guy, not a guy with a fake. I put a big old pillow in. It looked wrong.
Get somebody else just for 1 year to show up as Santa just to throw him off the scent.
Yeah, he'll come in, and then I'll walk in behind him and going, "Oh, look!" And then Fan will be like, "Oh, my previous assumptions have been torn asunder.
Everything I thought I knew is wrong."
Was Santa? Oh my God!
Yep.
Yeah.
Can't wait. It's the only lie you're encouraged to tell these kids, and I'm excited. Well, all right then. Hey, Amy, it's great to talk to you. We'll see you again on Thursday for a book.
Right.
And thank you again. That was so nice.
Thank you so much,
Oh,
Amy.
it's
Love
my
this.
pleasure.
Yeah.
So glad you like them.
You're the best. We'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye now. Oh, it won't let me remove her. I don't know why. Oh, I'm in the wrong group.
You cannot remove me.
I'm removing you now. I was in that other group.
That
all
shot
right.
of Chuck is just hilarious.
I know. It is so
Totally
good.
hilarious.
He's. I never once looked at Chuck and said, "Boy, he's got a big head. He's got a normal."
No, never said that. Yeah.
Normal head. I love these. Even and it will fit a little large, obviously, because it's fitting over these headphones. But I love that. Like a hat that's actually too big for me by a little bit is amazing.
Nothing wrong with that.
I may never take it off again. Brian, we're going to read a quick email and then get out of here.
Yes, sir. All right, sounds good.
Bob Decker said he is Scooby Dad in the Tadpool when he's here. Dear Stone and Boulder, in episode 2391, during your discussion with Bobby Franks, you mentioned a mnemonic for stalactites and stalagmites. I was taught by a spelunker, so an actual, cave dweller person, explorer, that if you think ants in the you think ants in the pants when the mites go up, the tights go down. You get it?
So right, so exactly right. You're like, oh, I've got ants in the pants. They're when the mites go up my pants, the tights go down.
Yeah, the tights go down. See, chat, that's pretty good.
That's great. That's very good.
Write that one down. Thank you, Bob, for the correction. From two Bobs in a whole conversation there. Bobby Franks and Bobby Decker. You guys are great. All right, that is it for us today. Big thanks to everybody for being a part of the show, especially this month. We've really appreciated your help over on patreon.com/TMS. Please continue to do so. The new year is upon us. Perfect time to join in. We got some new cool stuff coming this year, so please do sign up at patreon.com/TMS and get all the benefits therein. Learn more at patreon.com/TMS. And a quick reminder, don't forget to sign up for that computer. I really want to see Tadpool well represented in there. Again, it's frogpants.com/doghouse. You can go read all the specs line by line, and all the details are there. It's super simple. You don't even have to do anything fancy. Just put in a few bits of information, and you could win.
Yeah.
Brian, I think that's it. Do you have anything going on today? Releasing, happening?
Probably a soundography today. The first half of the Coverville Countdown went up over the weekend because I had to do a little pushing around of things because of conflicts and Daisy and back issues and stuff like that. So Countdown Part 1 went up on Saturday, and Countdown Part 2 will go up this week. We'll talk about that more on Thursday, I believe.
Thursday. Fantastic.
Thursday.
That sounds good to me. We're going to leave you now, folks. Sorry about that, but we're going to leave you a song. And then we're not sorry. Sorry, not sorry. Brian, do a song.
Yeah, Leslie wrote in. Leslie Logan's mom, Leslie Victorine, wrote in and said, "Hi, guys. I'm requesting this song for Chris on our 15th wedding anniversary, which was a couple weeks ago, back on December 15th. Chris, It's been one hell of a year, but I can't think of anyone else I'd rather do life with. People suck. You are the only exception. Love you. Happy anniversary."
Aw, they're great. 15 years is no small feat. Well done.
It is, exactly. So her request is a song called "The Only Exception," covered by Caitlin Tarver. Actually, Leslie was in the chat room for the recording of the Coverville Countdown, and one of the singers, she remarked, sounded a lot like Caitlin Tarver, so I was excited to actually get a reason to go and check out more of Caitlin's music. This is a cover of the song by Paramore, "The Only Exception," covered as a single this year by Caitlin. Here is Caitlin Tarver and "The Only Exception."
Nice. One tiny side note, Leslie sent Van a dinosaur play pack.
Oh, nice.
He loves that thing.
Oh, that's cool.
We thought he was almost done with dinosaurs. Nope. He is way into it. Like, pulls that out. We keep it here because, when he does Nana Days, we call him. He hangs out with Kim all day.
Nana Days. Love it.
He comes over and he just that's the first thing he rips out, lays on the floor, and plays with. So thank you for that, Leslie. That was so
very cool.
So kind of her. Anyway, that is it. Thank you very much. Here's that song. We'll see you tomorrow.
This show is part of the Frog Pants Network. Frog Pants Network. Get more shows like this at frogpants.com.
Come on.